Awesome. Welcome, everyone. Well, we are so excited to have you here. Just a quick, super brief overview of the agenda. Today, we're going to be going through and kicking off a little bit of an intro to Gen Z. You're going to meet our fabulous speakers who are pinned all here, so you should be seeing them right now. And then we'll dive into some tools for engaging Gen Z, share some resources with you, along with a course that can be made available to Cornerstone clients around intern manager training. So that's what we have for today. We're trying to keep it short and sweet, but at the end, we're happy to stay on for Q&A afterwards. All right, fabulous. So to begin our chat for today, I'd love to get us started with a poll. So on your screen, you should see a little bit of a poll here pop up. Just about, what percentage of your company or your organization's workforce does Gen Z currently make up for today? Okay, I'm seeing 1 to 5%. Okay, seems like between 1 and 15% is what we're seeing here. All right, fabulous. Well, I will end the poll and share the results with you all today. So it seems as though we have a lovely mix between 1 and 15% here. And that's very exciting because what we really have, what we know is that by 2025, Gen Z is going to make up about 27% of our global workforce. And so the numbers that you listed here and that you see here are likely going to double in the next 10 years. So it's really good that we know our audience and our group here that we're going to be talking about today. So super excited to be diving in. So just a little bit about me. It's great to meet you all. My name is Emily Alonso, and I will be moderating our session today and sharing with you just a little bit more information about WorkforceReady towards the end of the presentation. I'm a consultant. I work very closely with the Cornerstone On Demand Foundation on all things WorkforceReady. In my role, I also work with a lot of other incredible nonprofits, supporting them with workforce development programming and curriculum design and fund development strategies. So I do a lot of different things in this space. And here are lovely speakers. Tina Zwolinski is the CEO and co-founder of Skillsgapp, a customized skills-based training games app, really geared towards helping Gen Z explore careers and gain those soft skills needed to participate in skills-based jobs. And she'll tell you all about that in just a little bit. And then we also have Amy Haggerty here, who is our Director of Partner Strategy and Engagement at the Cornerstone On Demand Foundation, and really leads a lot of the efforts around the open learning platforms, Nonprofit Ready, Disaster Ready, and of course Workforce Ready, supporting nonprofits and really increasing their impact and capacity with staff, clients, and partners.
So thank you for everyone that joined the webinar today, or if you're listening to the recording, being a part of that. We have such a diverse group, from educators from K-12 to post-secondary to industry and economic developers that registered for this event to attend live or listen later. So this is the collaboration that it will take for success with the workforce. So we're excited to see this group participating in that. And so, as we just heard from Anna, you have to know your audience and who Gen Z is. So I'm going to just do a little quick introduction of Gen Z before I jump into a little more information, in case you're not really familiar with that generation. So they were born between 1997 and 2012. It's the middle schoolers, high schoolers, post-secondary, and entering the workforce, like Emily had shared. So entering the workforce between 2020 and 2030. So these three stats are the stats I chose to share to all of you participating in this webinar, because I think that they're most important for the engaging and skilling Gen Z for the future workforce. So 26% of the global population is Gen Z. 2 billion Zoomers is a name that they're called. And so if you think about the job openings that you have, if you're in industry or if you're in economic development, recruiting companies and thinking about the jobs that you will have, if you run the numbers, this generation can fill the skills gap if we can engage with them and attract them. They're the most diverse generation. And what is really interesting is 96% of them owns or has access to a smartphone. They were born with a phone in their hand. In fact, we don't even see their faces because the phone's in front of them. But they average daily with their screen time 7 hours and 22 minutes a day. And that does not include homework and schoolwork. So when you look at the phone, there's opportunities for your efforts to scale quickly, even out into rural areas. The last stat I'm going to share is 90% of this generation plays mobile games and is involved with the fun of entertainment with mobile games. It is the favorite media and entertainment activity for Gen Z, and that is over music streaming, over social media, over videos, and over streaming TV. So it's something that you want to be paying attention to when you're thinking about how to engage with your future workforce. So how do you attract them? So I'm going to share a couple of areas that you can think of as challenges, or you can flip it and think about the opportunities that you might have with these 3 core areas that we've identified are the focus areas for building out a qualified workforce pipeline. So number 1, above all, is career awareness. If we cannot crack this, it's going to become just the ongoing story year after year. But there's lots of opportunity and lots of good things happening already, even post-COVID, when we've all had to switch, like Anna shared, to a digital virtual world. So 53% of Gen Z has cited not having access to industry programs in schools. So industry and schools that are on this webinar, this creates a tremendous opportunity for you to connect with each other and look for opportunities to build out immersive experiences in school and out of school to be able to create career awareness. And that would include using the terms modern manufacturing, life science, and showing them what that looks like lived out. So once we're able to help the students understand career awareness and what careers are out there so that they know the terms and can start talking to teachers, guardians, and guidance counselors about those careers, the next step would be pathway access. How do we show them to get into these careers they're interested in? And there's many pathways, but 59% of this generation have never had a counselor, teacher, or mentor suggest trade or vocational schools as viable options. So again, a little lack of awareness on the pathway access. If we can create clear communicative opportunities about these pathways and how to navigate them in user-friendly ways. Again, remember mobile when you're thinking about if you're a technical community college or industry, be thinking about that mobile access into these programs. Like you can make them aware of CTE programs, apprenticeships, community and technical colleges, and 4-year university pathways. The third opportunity is with stigmas. And this one really has been one that's kind of a dark cloud over a lot of things, especially when it comes to manufacturing and even some post-secondary pathways. So only 3 in 10 parents would guide their child into manufacturing. And that is because of the stigma of a dirty job or low pay. And so there's opportunity. If we can crack the career awareness and the pathway access, this Generation Z will advocate for their own future careers. And so this generational stigma will actually go away on its own if we're really successful with these first 2. So how do we go about achieving this career awareness and being able to attract? Well, it's as simple as play. Play is the best way to increase engagement and performance with Gen Z. So just a little more information, Gen Z's attention span, 8 seconds. The former generation, millennials, had a 12-second attention span. That is nothing. They're excellent multitaskers. So education and industry really have to take an opportunity to collaborate and innovate the approaches that are in place to help with different types of career awareness and access opportunities if we're able to connect these students to life-changing careers. So when you think about hands-on play, what that does is it gets that attention span for longer. It creates curiosity and participation. Kids experiment and take risks within play, explore problems and rewarding outcomes. And they learn that it's okay to fail. It's part of the process to getting to the right outcome. So I'm going to share a couple tactics with you, or it's as a quick call today, but just 4 takeaway tactics that you can think about with Gen Z and some things that you're doing and how to alter them or add to it when you think about skilling your workforce for the future. So again, takeaway from this call, always think of mobile first. That is where Gen Z is. It's in their hands. They fall asleep with it. We need to be flexible. So these 4 things working together can create great opportunities to solve the career awareness and getting that skilled workforce. Videos, they are great. They're watching YouTube, but you need to keep them short. And as you create videos, think of ways at the end of the videos to challenge kids for more engagement or for ways to connect with you outside the video so that it's not a one watch and done. Social media and email. Yes, email. As Anna said earlier on her call, she actually got a job offer, a recruitment opportunity through email. So these are opportunities for industry and post-secondary education to attract this Gen Z into your pathway. 50% of Gen Z checks their email once a day. 1% never check email. And Gen Z only gets at max about 20 emails a day, unlike the rest of us on this webinar. So there's a great opportunity to capture their attention here. Then when you look to virtual and live events, you want to think of personalizing the experience and making it immersive. You're hearing about metaverse. There's a lot still to be determined about that, but it's coming. And so when you host a virtual event, think of ways that the students can actually plan out their own activities or have an avatar that could be part of that. And if you're in school, think about hands-on activities and that you bring the diverse role models into the school system so that the students see people like them in the role models. And the last, and we think the greatest opportunity, is gamification. It's the most important tactic, the fastest growing form of entertainment. And this is where your Gen Z is. So think about different apps that you can put together. If you're training the workforce, that you can have, even in HR opportunities, in schools. Polls are fantastic. There's polls like Kahoot that you can use in the classroom or in the on Zoom webinars that make it more interactive and fun, like we did on our call. Create challenges and rewards. It's all about the rewards and thinking of ways to really get people to connect. So before we switch the slides, I want to share with you Skillsgapp. We had a branding and marketing background in economic development for 25 years and worked with students, millennials and Gen Z. And we really discovered that gamification is the way that we can crack the career awareness and pathway access through gaming and geolocation features. So I'm going to share a quick video that is a sneak peek of the video, the game for cybersecurity that's going to be launching in San Bernardino, California. And we have a couple, I see Shazad on here from the San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools and the Alliance out there that will be launching this game to help their students get connected to the most important career in cybersecurity. Within gaming, if you picture just life science career, we focus on advanced manufacturing, aerospace, automotive, life science, STEM, cybersecurity, skilled trades, and soft skills. We believe those are the industries where there's the most opportunity and the most lack of awareness and pathway access. So when you play a game like this one for life science, you get exposed to different R&D, to the manufacturing of the drugs or assembly of devices, all the way to deployment out to where these end out in the consumer market. And so the students really get to see the different types of jobs, the terms, the type of salary. And as they're played, they're served geo-specific industry and pathway content that's right around them. So now they discover the companies that are there, how much they pay, how to get into them. And so now industry and post-secondary can recruit from these qualified players versus opening it up to all and having turnover when it comes to training and onboarding. And then there's the data that economic developers and partners can use to show, well, look what we have when it comes to a skilled workforce. Because if you don't have a skilled workforce, industry will go somewhere else. And so you want to make sure that you're able to show innovative ways that you're working to support your existing industry and then also to support your students. And then lastly, again, that in-game real world rewards, able to create in-person live events that complements the game, because it really takes both seeing it, playing it, but then also seeing how it lives out in the real world. So I'm going to turn it back over to Workforce Ready, that's going to share more tools that can help with skilling your workforce.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tina. I really appreciate that. That was so great. And, you know, I love the video so much. We had to watch it again. So really do appreciate all that you shared. Really, really exciting stuff and engaging. And I wish that I had that back when I was in school, although I don't think it existed. So it's great to hear about this. So we're going to do another quick poll really quick to just jump and transition over to talking a little bit about Workforce Ready and some of the resources that we have available here for you all today. So if you don't mind, I will launch this poll. So you should be able to see, we want to know a little bit more about what kind of professional development training you provide young people who are entering the workplace. So could be through an internship program, could be through your, entry-level staff. What are you really providing folks? Would love to just get a sense from everybody as to where you all are at. And I'll give it a couple more seconds before ending the poll. And it seems like we have a lot of informal training, some formal training with staff, informal self-paced. I love it. I love it. Got a nice variety here, actually. So that's great. So I will go ahead and share those results so you can all see who's in the room here. And then I will pass it over to Amy, who can intro us to the Cornerstone On Demand Foundation, and then we'll dig a little bit deeper into Workforce Ready.
Going off mute would help. Hi, everyone, and thanks so much. Tina, really just so interested in those courses. It's phenomenal. And Anna, thank you for your story. I'm Amy Haggerty with the Cornerstone On Demand Foundation, which is the philanthropic arm of Cornerstone, the company, which is a leading talent management software and services provider. We at the foundation and the company as well really believe that education has the power to transform lives and communities. And through our foundation, we do this, we work towards this mission through our open online learning platforms that Emily mentioned. Nonprofit Ready, Disaster Ready. If those names are interesting to you, I would encourage you to take a look. What we'll talk about in more detail is Workforce Ready, as it's most relevant to this call, but all of these platforms really exist to provide free, mobile ready, open online access to high quality self-paced learning resources for individuals either in the nonprofit or the humanitarian disaster fields, or those entering the workforce through early jobs or internships. So we'll talk a little bit more about Workforce Ready, and then I'm going to pass it over to Emily so she can show you, because pictures are worth 1,000 words. Give me one more slide. Great. So Workforce Ready, as you mentioned, is a platform with short, mobile, accessible work readiness and soft skills courses. We fully believe with Tina and understand that short attention span. All of these courses are very short. We call them micro learning courses with short knowledge checks. They are engaging, they're highly visual. There's about 8 hours worth of content organized into different skills and categories. And we know that, so I will say that any individuals can easily register and sign up for these courses to take themselves. But we know that how they are most successful is if they're embedded and structured into an existing program. And to that end, we do offer partnership opportunities where we also provide access to templates and toolkits to help scaffold and support that online learning, as well as reports so you can track along the way how program participants are doing. So just as a quick introduction and overview of that, I will now pass it to Emily, who is closest on the ground with Workforce Ready and our Workforce Ready partners, to talk about some of the impacts we've seen and just give you a quick look into what this looks like.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Amy, and thank you, everybody. So to provide just a little bit of overview on some of the impact that we're seeing across the board here, we have over 2,000 folks in the Los Angeles area who have already gone through Workforce Ready, and it's really integrated into their programs. And if you're a data nerd like I am, this slide might be exciting for you, but we do see some increases in pre and post survey results based on just how students feel about themselves in terms of their confidence and their readiness with entering the workforce before Workforce Ready and after Workforce Ready. So we really love to see that. And what I will do now is I will stop my share for just a quick second and reshare my screen so that you all can see Workforce Ready. I think the best way is always to see it. So this is our website. It is free to anybody to access. Anyone who is interested in learning more about Workforce Ready can log on right now to workforceready.org, create an account. And we have really our 3 offerings here, which are our 3 certificates that take you from the interview to the career. They range from 2 to 3 hours in total, but that's micro learning content. So really each module is about, 2 to 5 minutes. And we do have that kind of knowledge check and engagement at the end, as Tina mentioned, to really keep folks engaged throughout. So when you log into Workforce Ready, the experience is pretty much what you might expect. We have our 3 certificates here, so you can log in and take a look at those, but we also have a menu of courses that are existing within the certificates, but also a few that are outside of the certificates. And we really want this to be more of a menu for both organizations and individuals to take what they want and leave the rest. So it's only, whatever you need. And then from there, you can kind of, make decisions and decide what you want to leverage. So when you log in and when you click on the certificate, your user experience looks a little something like this. You get to see the certificate. And for the sake of time, I won't show you the content today, but I do recommend creating an account and checking it out for yourself. It is free. So anyone can access the content at any point in time. You can take some of these certificates yourself. If you're going up for an interview anytime soon, it might be a nice little touch up. There's never enough preparation, I always say. So, so when you go through the content, you'll see there's lots of different modules here. I'm about 34% complete. And like we said, between that 2 and 4 minute group here. So I will stop my share again and reshare with our screen here so that you can all see that. All righty. So next, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the impact, which is, and really this slide is to just give you a sense for who has gone through Workforce Ready and who hasn't, and a little bit of quotes. And we'll send this afterwards to you as well, so you all can take a look at those, at these quotes and get a little bit more information as to what the impact of Workforce Ready is all about. So when you log onto the Workforce Ready page, you might have noticed a little site, a notification at the top that said for organizations. So if you have students, if you have interns, if you have folks that might be interested in taking some of this content, we have a flyer for you. So you can go on to Workforce Ready, download that flyer and use it in your courses. I know, as I'm also a community college faculty member and I use this in my courses. I have my students take this. I take Workforce Ready courses, and this is the flyer that I use to get them all up and running. And then I'll pass it over to Amy to talk a little bit more about the training course for employers and for intern managers.
Yeah, so we also do have one course that we can make available. If you are a Cornerstone On Demand client, which I know we might have some on the call, we're able to make one course available at no cost on your own learning management system. That is a short course targeted not towards interns themselves, but to managing interns. So that's an exciting opportunity donation that we've been given from the course provider. And then we also, if people are interested in taking advantage of the Workforce Ready courses through Workforce Ready for their intern programs, but are not Cornerstone clients, we do have other ways to make this available through the Workforce Ready site. So if in any of follow-up research or follow-up communication with either Emily or myself, if you're interested in Workforce Ready, just bring this up and we will follow up accordingly and make sure that we can get you access to this course as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy. And thank you everybody for your time today. Really do appreciate it. It was so awesome to be here with you all today and to share this space. If you do have any questions, we're happy to stay on and answer any of those questions for you. And we also, we'll send a follow-up email with this recording along with some other materials that will be helpful for you as you're interested in digging into Skillsgapp or Workforce Ready. So happy to stay on now for questions, but if not, have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you so much for your time.